Happy April to you. It's a new month, and I thought I would look at some tarot cards, some oracle cards, and give you a sense of what may be on your plate this coming month. So just as a heads up, there's no fools. There's no Apriling fooling in this reading. This is just me speaking from the heart. So please don't like try to figure out ways that I might be pulling your leg in this reading, because that's not what we're doing here. Just as a heads up. But yeah, I thought I would look at some cards, give you guys a sense of what might be coming, and stick around to the end because I have a very exciting announcement to make. Okay. So in a nutshell, I did like a pre-shuffle and I started to feel into what's on the horizon. And I started to get this really awesome feeling that the month of April for you is going to be a time of potential for deep, deep spiritual growth. The Judgment card is about these moments in life where we are literally resurrected from old energy. And we stand forward, we come forward, we are drawn forward by the divine into a path of discovery, healing, and growth. Now, what might be challenging about the month of April is there are certain ways that you are stuck in routines. I'll put it that way. You're stuck in routines. Like your day-to-day world has been very comfortable in a lot of ways, very predictable. But I'm getting this strong feeling in April. Your routines are going to get shaken up. There's going to be something happening where your predictable, normal routines are going to get a bit ungrounded, like unsettled, which you can use that wind energy that's coming in, that change energy. You can consciously embrace that for your growth, or you can just get stressed and like cling to the past and like be like, I wish things could just go back to normal, and I wish things would just settle down and just like kind of go back to the predictable routines. Does that make sense? So it's like April's going to bring in this like fresh energy, flood. It's interesting. I had a dream about a flood last night. I'm just only now remembering it. It's like the month of April, your emotions are going to be heightened. And that emotional, super strong sensitivity and awareness, you're just going to be more aware of your emotions, which is a good thing for you. Because I'm getting the sense that maybe sometimes naming, identifying, and being honest with yourself about how you feel could be a thing that you've struggled with, that you've dealt with. In the month of April, it's like your awakening journey is going to circle around, gravitate around your emotions. So something about the shakeup in routine, your day-to-day routine, is going to bring up intense emotions. And it's like you're going to want to go back in the past to like how things were. Like things were just easier then. But I want to encourage you to see this month of April. It's so interesting because the vibe I'm getting is almost like similar to like the vibe that I would get in autumn. It's so weird. Like in autumn, there's this wind, right? It's the in Ayurvedic terms, it's the Vata season in the autumn. There's this wind comes in and changes things around for us. And I almost get the same feeling, a similar feeling about April, this springtime energy. It's like, it's really weird because this wind that's coming in, this change, this heighten, this wind is going to heighten your emotions, your sensitivity to your emotions, your ability to feel what's going on for you, which is going to be good, but also it's going to be very challenging for you. Staying heart-centered. So this person, see the heart right there? This heart infuses their whole being, their heart glows their body with love. And not only that, but allows things to blossom around them. So, dear cards, dear spirit guides, please come in and show me in the cards a little bit more information. You have a new idea about the way you want your life to proceed. Spring is such a great time for that, isn't it? But in order to manifest this idea, you've got to let go of the past. Now, you might say, Anya, that's a really obvious thing to say. I don't need tarot cards to tell me that. And that's true. You don't. Because whenever we step into the new, we inherently always let the old go. But for you, what I'm seeing is journaling. Do you journal very often? If you haven't journaled in a while, I would recommend getting back into it. Maybe even just like restarting your blog or just writing down, and you can share this with other people. Maybe this is a newsletter that you write for your clients or social media posts. This is something you can definitely share with other people. You don't have to keep the writing for yourself, but write down what you're releasing. I felt that strongly. Take the time to acknowledge it. Take the time to grieve it through acknowledging it. Because sometimes we want to rush into the new without doing the hard lifting of letting the old go. Does that make sense? This new beginning that you want is going to require you to have more of a sensitivity towards your own emotional state, more of a trust that your emotions are part of the divine cosmic plan and not a mistake. I think sometimes, the devil is this old energy that basically says things about my human experience are wrong, bad, lower than, shameful, not good enough. The devil energy is this it's like old spiritual paradigms, old religious paradigms, old societal paradigms that basically say that the way that I am is not good enough. My human self with these big, messy, big emotions, it's not acceptable. It's not, and we tell these stories in the spiritual communities about emotions being lower than, wrong, right? To not get swept up in our emotions. But hear me out. What if your emotions were calling you into a deeper communion with the divine? Could that be? Because in the past, you've hid from your own emotions. You've been like, hey, I don't want to see what's going on within myself. I don't want to look at it too much. I'm gonna spiritually bypass these emotions. Try to transcend the higher, holier realms. I'm going to just aim for peace, right? Without actually acknowledging the truth, which is that you're angry or you're frustrated or you're grieving or you're annoyed or you're confused, whatever it is. Can you harness the energy of April to go deeper into your spiritual journey than ever before? Through embracing your emotions more deeply than ever before. Through making peace with the fact that you are a human being with emotions. And yes, you are safe to feel them, whatever they may be, and to name them. And say, these particular emotions are calling me to release something from my past. So let's get a little more information about what you might be releasing at this time in the month of April. I keep pulling this card. Well, you're releasing outdated ideas. The Swords cards are all about ideas, the mind, thinking. You're releasing overthinking. You're releasing outdated structures of communication. That's a big one. Ooh, I'm feeling this so strongly. It's like there's always that you have communicated or failed to communicate with those you love, that way of being is just not acceptable to you anymore. And you can really feel the sorrow within, sometimes maybe you have unintentionally hurt people by ways of communication or hiding from communicating clearly with people because maybe you just didn't know how to do it. Maybe you felt emotionally overwhelmed. But stepping into this new, higher, updated version of yourself, you, as the High Priestess, you know that emotions play their part too. So the High Priestess, you've got all this beautiful blue being the color of the throat chakra, expression of emotions. On the spiritual journey, it's funny, one of the highest lessons that we learn, and this is not apparent to a beginner at all, is the absolute imperative, the absolute necessity to embrace our emotions. I wrote an ebook many years ago called Embracing Our Emotions, where I shared, email me, by the way, or DM me, send me a message if you want that book. I'll send it to you for free. But anyway, it's like this great joke, this great paradox of these emotions, these things that perhaps we used to think that kept us stuck or not spiritually advancing, or actually the key to advancing farther than we ever dreamed we could go. So you, as the High Priestess, you're like, all right, this wind, this extra wind energy that's coming in April that's going to shake things up. Good. I just see you in my mind saying, good, with an inhale. Good. Good. My routine is being shaken up. My life feels a little messy, and that's okay. Because I am consciously releasing people, places, things that do not resonate with me anymore. This new version I'm becoming. Stepping into greater discipline in terms of taking the time to look at my emotions honestly, because this takes time, right? This takes discipline. This takes effort. A practice that you can do, I really recommend this to people when they are working on these kinds of things, is just for 1 week, at the end of your day, sit down with your journal and write down the one dominant emotion that you felt throughout the day. Kind of summarize the day as one word. See if you can narrow it down. You can go online. For example, if you go to different websites that talk about NVC, nonviolent communication, or otherwise known as compassionate communication, they have lists of many, many different synonyms, many different words for emotions. And we can get really specific, right? Because the difference between frustrated and irritated, that's a poetic distinction that we can learn to make. That can be extremely helpful to us on the journey, because the more we get to know ourselves as this unique, wonderful, and weird personality that is incarnating, the more that we can heal our past life karma, call in the future that we wish to experience, the new lessons and journey, and have this profound spiritual awakening. So that's what I got for you for this month. And I'm glad that you stuck around to the end, because I have a big announcement. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The announcement is that I am giving away a private reading. So this reading will be channeled guidance from my spirit guides, as always. It will be a written reading. I will use that medium of language of sacred word and share with you, my viewers. So I'm going to choose one person this month to share a private reading with. All you have to do to enter is you have to do a little bit of detective work. So you have to find my website, and I'll give you a hint. It's based on my name. So go to my main website and go to the contact page and send me a message saying that you would like to enter the contest for the private reading. And because the month of April is a 4-month, January, February, March, April, 4, the 4th person to message me is going to win this private reading. Okay, so I'm so excited to share with you. I love you so much, and I will see you again very soon in the next reading. Namaste.